So I've been experiencing like a dragon. Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii tells the tale of Majima Goro after he hits his head and loses all his memories. He doesn't know who he is and why he ended up on this beach. All he knows is nothing. That's all he knows. Anyway, continuing on. The way I feel about this game is very, I don't know. It's not great. It has really, really good combat. That's one thing I can definitely agree on. It's pretty fun. I even have a challenge run done and ready. Just gotta work up the courage to voice over it or whatever. But yeah, the story has got to be one of the weakest stories, if not. I can't say that it's the worst, but it is not great. Jason has to be the worst father in the history of anything. Dude just lets his son go anywhere with a stranger with an eye patch, who's obviously a hardened criminal, you know. But whatever, you do you, Jason, you know. But yeah, this story is pretty lame. It's just a treasure hunting adventure, and I mean, it kind of does some more stuff with what Infinite Wealth set up with the dissolution of Yakuza from Yakuza 7, and it's just a treasure hunting game with one of the worst final bosses ever. Doesn't even feel like he's a threat at all throughout the whole story. And you got the new ship combat. It's alright. I mean, it's probably more funner than the Coliseums that they kept reusing and Gaiden. All those fights were pretty annoying. I mean, they were fun, but they were just tedious. And that's what this game is. For the pirate stuff, it's all padding for a story that barely has anything to tell. Yes, we need asthma, the biggest disease in the world right now. We gotta cure him real quick. I mean, come on. That inhaler works just fine, Noah. But yeah, and then you find out at the end the real reason that Majima went to Hawaii, and that scene is the only thing that feels like Yakuza in this game about a Yakuza. I won't spoil the ending, but yeah, it's I don't like it, just like I hated Infinite Wealth's ending. And well, honestly, I hate Infinite Wealth and 7. Whoever thought turn-based combat was the way to go in this day and age has lost their mind. I mean, I know a lot of people like it, but I cannot stand it. I would rather play Yakuza 3 again. I mean, I like Yakuza 3, but, you know, Blackuza, come on now. But, yeah, Sea Dog, it's a pretty fun style. I like the hook. The pistol is pretty much useless. Or at least the way I've played the game it is. I've only beat it twice. Mad Dog probably feels the best it's ever had. I mean, I haven't unlocked it in 0 yet, so I can't say, but in Kiwami 2, it's there, and in Gaiden, I mean, it's even less there, but it's there, and I have not played Dead Souls, but you mostly use guns, so I'm assuming that this is the best it's ever felt. Let's see what else. Some of the new music, not the reused stuff that's in every game now, some of the new music is pretty good, not gonna lie. Even though I'm probably not gonna find a way to put them in this video, or recording, but maybe I can. And it's a solid voice performance by Majima's voice actor. The Japanese version, I tested a little English and I couldn't stand it whatsoever. The audio just doesn't sync up with any of the characters' mouth when they're talking, so at least not for Majima. It's just weird. What else is there? It's pretty balanced until halfway through the game. Chapter 2 is way too long and it's all about padding. I mean, I understand that some people like to do the side content, and I don't mind it. But when it's forced like it is in this game and in Gaiden, I cannot stand it. I just want to progress with the story, but then I realized that for both Gaiden and this one, the story is probably the worst aspect of the freaking game. I mean, Gaiden was just so dumb, and it only had like a few good scenes near the end, and Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is just so nothing in terms of the story until the very end. I mean, it doesn't progress anything from where Infinite Wealth, not really in a major way, except for the very end, which I can't say anything about because I don't want to spoil it. But I mean, and even that scene is pretty bad because it doesn't do what to me it doesn't do what it should. But we find out why Bryce was over 200 years old and still kicking. I don't really care about Bryce, so that really wasn't something that I enjoyed, but you know, it's there at least. But it doesn't make me look optimistic for this franchise. I mean, I don't even want Like a Dragon 9 because I can't, if there's going to be a 9th one, I can't stand turn-based combat. I've tried and I've tried. It's way too grind heavy, it's way too much, and it's just so boring. Every little thing about 7 and Infinite Wealth outside of cutscenes are boring, tedious, and makes me want to throw my Xbox out of a 2-story window. I'm sorry. I've tried Final Fantasy X. I've tried Yakuza 7 and Infinite Wealth. The only turn-based game I ever liked was when I was like 8, and that was Dragon Ball Fusion, the 3DS. Oh, and also, I don't know why, but I think it's funny. For some reason, I have to record mine off the Xbox. I don't have a high enough PC. But all the video files, besides the demo, for Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is labeled Infinite Wealth, which is just hilarious. Because I know, Ryu Gotaku Studio, you know. But yeah, well, I don't even know if I can recommend this game. I mean, it's a full price game for what, with the challenge run I just did, I skipped all the cutscenes. You can beat in just about 8 hours. And that's with, the challenge I did was professional difficulty, no upgrading the Mad Dog or Sea Dog style, and it still only took me 8 hours. And 2 or 3 of those hours was padding with the pirate, the ship battles. Yeah, a lot of that was padding, and I can't stand padding in a game. Like, at least in the other Yakuza games, which I'm finally gonna do all the sub-stories in all these games. At least you can argue that, you know, they're just supplemental. They're not necessary for the story in any way. But in Gaiden, and I guess you can argue in 7 and 8, having to grind all the time, and in Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, you are forced to do this stuff to progress the main story. Oh yeah, also the duel battles where you're on top of a pole and you only can go back and forth and like have 2 attacks. The parry never ever works. Maybe it's just me, but it is just so boring and annoying. The game looks, I mean, it looked pretty bad in the very first scene that you in the very first fight. The colors, everything's way too bright for some reason, but I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't go far enough, and it doesn't feel like, I mean, I know it's technically like a dragon instead of Yakuza now, but it doesn't feel like it. These games need to stop taking the tone so lightly. This is supposed to be a decently serious story or franchise, as long as you're just focusing on the main story, because the sub-stories, that's where it gets a little, you know, hilarious. And the Judgment and Lost Judgment, I think they also kind of skewed too much to being way too dark. But I love the Judgment games. They're still great. We're probably never going to get a third one, though, unfortunately. And I'm hoping that they're going to stop with this side story nonsense, because it's just a waste of time, it feels like to me. And maybe Project Century will be amazing. I'm going to save our money up for that, because it does look really good, but I don't think it's going to be coming out now. It's something I read, but I don't know. Who knows? But I'd give this game, straight down the middle, it's a 7 out of 10, I guess. I mean, there's enough content there if you like a bunch of mini games, all that. That's basically what this game is, a huge mini game with a boring story followed by an interesting final cutscene that is still done very poorly. With that being said, if you liked the video, like and subscribe, and if you didn't, then don't. But I will see you all hopefully in the challenge run. So stay frosty.